just want to give a little explanation and also to help direct you to some places that we've already looked at in the lesson, but maybe you missed them. You're going to read and hear from me on your papers this week where I talk about using the CSU online library to find supporting sources for your paper. I've found that maybe one or two of you in the class have done that. And so I'm assuming that some of you either don't know what I mean or you neglected to go through here in week two some of the information as it related to the CSU online library to find supporting sources. That's going to be very important as you go forward in this degree program. Um, your opinion is fine, but if you have support for your opinion, it's much, much better. And you find those at the CSU online library. So if we go back here to week two of the course and we're under read and study, if you scroll down here, this particular video is always a good one to have because it talks about APA formatting of your paper. But down here under 2.2.6 is an entire section that talks about the CSU online library and then APA resources. If you click on this button here, it will show you how to utilize the CSU online library to find sources that will help you in your paper writing. So I would encourage you to go back and to rewatch that or to watch it for the first time if you haven't seen it yet, because that's what I mean when I talk about going to the CSU online library. This is where you will find that, okay? And so over here in the left-hand column, if you want to get to the CSU online library, just click on CSU library, and you'll see that you are all ready to go here for the CSU online library, okay? So let's say, for example, that as you were looking last week and this week, I wanted to have you share what some of the motivations were for you to come back to college. And so, but I also wanted you to go to the CSU online library and find out if other people, basis the research, had some of the same motivations. So if I go down here and I type in non-traditional student motivation, okay, in this search tool, and I click on the search button, then what it's going to do is give you hundreds. Down here, there are 403 articles on motivation of traditional and non-traditional students. Motivation and disposition. Motivation. Some of these will apply and some of them won't apply, but you will have several different opportunities to go through and look at these. Now, the way that you look at them is you can either click on the article, or if you wanted to just get the PDF, you can click on that. Or if you wanted to look at it available online, you can get that. But you'll see how easy that was to go find different motivations and different articles at the CSU online library. So that's the non-traditional student motivation. This last week, we talked about challenges. And so if you wanted to talk about non-traditional student challenges, you can go and get the same type of information. Here there are 912 articles on non-traditional student challenges, okay? So you can just go through here and search to see if there are any of them that you can use to perhaps match up with what you're talking about. You may have said that some of the non-traditional student challenges will be financial. So you can actually type in non-traditional student financial challenges, and it will give you 87 articles on financial distress among older student clients and some of the different challenges there. So you can use this just like you would Google. Don't use Google because they'll give you a bunch of junk. But you can come to the CSU online library and do the same type of search using search terms in order to help find academic articles that you can use to support your opinions in the paper. So when you get to your paper, for example, and you begin to look at the different items that you want to use for motivations to support your paper. Perhaps, and you'll see this, I did this last week, the current state of the economy, and that statement is from my source, Smith, 2022. From a source, Jones, 2021. And then this week in challenges, you'll see that I've used a source to help support my thoughts and my opinions each week, okay? And so I just want you to go back and make sure that you've seen that video, that you've watched that video. And again, it's in week 2, 2.2.6, about how to use the CSU online library. I want to make sure when we chat on our Zoom calls that that you have watched that, because this will be really important for you to help supplement your papers. Okay? Hopefully this helps.